Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment explains it. Today, this Saturday, I want to take y'all on a journey, a very personal journey, with the Black Panther action figure. From my experience, not necessarily according to Hoyle, the Black Panther action figure, because it's real easy to do that. And there are videos out there about the history of the Black Panther action figure. In my research, I found that out. But what I want to give you is kind of a walk through it from a personal perspective, my perspective. And since people think I know what I'm talking about, it should be an interesting listen and look. And before we get off into that, let's do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do. And that is comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Why? Because edutainment, what I do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take y'all through sort of a semi-sentimental journey. So I'll put some music behind it. Y'all like that? Let's put some music behind it. At the right speed? Well, we'll find out here in a second. I'll keep it right about at 20. Okay, so that will encourage me to talk louder. Action figures weren't really a thing until the 70s, if I'm being honest. And because I came from the hood, from the projects, action figures didn't come readily available. But fortunately for me, I had friends. And my friends had really cool action figures. Okay? First set of action figures I saw that I thought were really cool in the 70s, these ones right here. That Big Jim. Okay? Big Jim had a crew that ran with him. As you can see, they all had these karate chops and these cool looking accessories to go along, with their out. And you think to yourself, wow, those are some cool action figures, until, if you're like me, you say to yourself, none of them mugs look like me. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the reasons I ended up, leaning towards comic books. So imagine my shock, surprise, and delight when this character came out, Black Panther. My experience with T'Challa and the Fantastic Four 52 story was not my first experience with T'Challa. My first experience with T'Challa was in the pages of Avengers. Particularly, they were having a fight with the Zodiac. T'Challa lend a hand, and then later on, because he's fully covered, I come to find out later on, oh, he's a black guy. So I had to do a search retroactively. And as I, went back and looked at the appearances, found out, calling himself the Black Leopard for a little while, and then he was just calling himself T'Challa. And so it was like, okay, let me find out where this character came from. Then I finally tracked down a copy of Fantastic Four 52 and seen him doing this to the world's greatest hero. Yeah, handing it to him. And so T'Challa was my guy for a little while, and then a strange thing happened. Well, I won't say a strange thing happened, but a strange someone happened. The Falcon. All of a sudden, 69, we had us a stateside black superhero, and he was running with none other than Captain America, right? So, the interest started to shift, but then I thought to myself, this guy, he's acrobatic and talks to birds. That's it. What are we going to do with him? So later on in the 70s, this happened, ironically. He got wings and he was able to fly. And those wings came courtesy of who? My favorite character, the Black Panther. Who knew wings was what Falcon needed to put him over the top? Because now he went on to become sort of a top tier superhero, a popular black superhero, and eventually reached the screen before T'Challa. comic Falcon. Got different versions of his wings. But that's what was going on in the 70s. And you know what else was going on in the 70s? Mego action figures. 8-inch line. Mego action figures. I'm looking at all these action figures. I'm seeing these action figures proliferating everywhere. But there ain't none that look like me. Somebody somewhere must have heard my cry because they threw us a bone. That. Yeah. And that was action figures in the 70s for the most part. Outside of, like Shogun Warriors and stuff like this. I think I had like one redeeming grace in the form of Micronauts and a Croyer. Why would you say Micronauts and a Croyer? Because largely of the comic book appearance of the Micronauts, because when we saw in the comic books that when he took his helmet off, he looked like this. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go on and accept that. I'm going to accept that. That's about as melanated as it's going to get for me in the action figure world. So I can smile and say hooray about that. But oh, lo and behold, also in the 70s, what else was going on? This. Look at that cover. That cover is a fantastic cover. It's an amazing cover. That's the Black Panther. I started collecting that. I said, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get everything on there. And I thought to myself, what a cool action figure that would make right there. Who wouldn't want an action figure who looked like that? The best they could give me, that image on a damn 7-Eleven cup. All right, I ain't screamed. I ain't hollered. I ain't beef. I waited for the 80s. Well, also the 70s had this guy. But nothing in that line that reminded me of me. On to the 80s. In the 80s, we had the A-Team and B.A. Baraka. Yeah. Cool, but we ain't quite there yet. So, with the 90s came this little company called Toy Biz. And Toy Biz put out I think 4.5 inch figure. And imagine my shock and delight when we got this. A 10-inch Black Panther action figure. That's really not. We cooking with gas now. Y'all want to wake up and give us a 10-inch action figure? And Black Panther had a few different action figures. He got this one. Oh, it looks exactly like the 10-inch one, straight down, with a wee bit of articulation. Okay, I see y'all trying. And finally, they got it right. They got it right when this event occurred right here. The arrival of the Black Panther comic in the late 90s, 1998, I believe, fall 1998. We saw this version of T'Challa, which was kind of a return to basics, but at the same time innovating him and making him much cooler. So it's like, dang, Black Panther is like James Bond mixed with Iron Man and Batman and some other stuff, but it was uniquely him. And it's like, can we get an action figure? Can we get an action figure? They finally heard us on that. Marvel Legends dropped that Sentinel line, and we learned about Build-A-Figure, Sinister, Omega Red, Mystique, Cyclops, Angel. Black Panther don't belong in that lineup, but we would learn that Toy Biz, as well as Marvel Legends, would go on to continue to do some stupid stuff like that and just throw Iron Man in everybody's line. Why not do that with T'Challa? Throw T'Challa's figure in everybody's line, but they didn't do that. I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad at all because I had finally gotten my Black Panther figure. But it was kind of bittersweet because T'Challa didn't get to eat. We got to see different lines of Thor. We got to see different lines of Iron Man, or different versions rather. But we didn't get a whole lot of variety with T'Challa until we got into the like 3.75-inch line, and then we got a couple different versions of T'Challa. We got that. And then we also got this. So, and that was through Kenner, not Toy Biz. That was a little bit after the bankruptcy. But they were making a resurgence in the action figure game, and then that happened. So the rise and the popularity of Black Panther action figures can be bookended between the rise of the Christopher Priest run of Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman's appearance as the Black Panther cinematically in Captain America Civil War in 2016. After that, it was popping. We got this size Black Panther action figure. We got this size Black Panther action figures. And a lot of the Black Panther line comes largely from the cinematic version of the character, right? Image of Chadwick Boseman and everything. So Black Panther's popularity was hinged on the fact that he became a cinematic success. So if T'Challa had not made 1.3 billion at the box office, would we have a proliferation of Black Panther action figures like we do now? If he hadn't made such a splash in Captain America Civil War, would we have the T'Challa popularity that we have today? And this is a tweaked version of the Christopher Priest version of the Black Panther. And yes, the cape it should come off, but it doesn't. What do we need now? More than anything else, I would love to see a thrice blessed armor version of T'Challa. And of course, the Chris Allen rendered version of T'Challa in action figure form. I have already expressed this. So that is my encounter, my history, the things I ran into action figure wise with T'Challa. So what was your journey like with T'Challa and Black Panther action figures? Drop it in the comments. Tell me about the first time you saw a Black Panther action figure. What Black Panther action figure, whether it was a Toy Biz, whether it was a Marvel Legends, a Funko, a Mezco, because there is a Mezco Black Panther. Yes, sir. There is. Again, let me know in the comments, what was your history? What was your journey with Black Panther action figures? That's me and mine. If y'all want to know more, I'll be happy to do more. But that's it for now. Fret not. I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good and be good to each other.